Hi everyone, just want to do a quick check-in. Wicked tired, kind of dizzy. I had to find my cane. I just want to fill you in on a couple of things going on because I just uploaded my last vlog and that was from a few days ago. So I had the surgery Wednesday. Today is, I have no idea what today is. I think it's Monday. Is that awful? I have no idea. No, today's Tuesday. Because I'm heading to the eye doctor today. Today's Tuesday. So it's just about a week. 6 days post-op. God, I've come so far in 6 days. It's nice. I did the breast cancer pink flowers in the background. My son brought me flowers and then a friend brought tulips. Well, probably 10 tulips because her 2 lips and then the tulips. Funny. So last time I vlogged, I think it was, I know it was Saturday, because Saturday after I vlogged, I'm like, oh, it's getting to the end of the day. I should check on my dressings. And I did that and I found I don't think I vlogged about this. I'm still loopy because I'm still on the pain meds. So I vlogged about this and you're just hearing it twice, but I'm pretty sure I haven't. I went to check on my dressings and my surgical bra is here and I lifted up my surgical bra just to like look down, see like what's going on. And speaking of which, I see a bright red dot right here. Bright red is not the color that you want to see after surgery. My dressings were okay. Again, this was Saturday. Kind of fill you in on what they look like now because they look very different. And it's like, I got really scared. You don't want to see bright red something. And it just seemed like a weird spot because it was up here. It wasn't by a seam. Well, it wasn't by a seam from my bra. I'm going to ask when I go for my follow-up on Thursday for a black bra. Because this, like, looks like a bra. And I'd rather have one that looks more like a tank top. Anyhow, focus. So I got scared that something was wrong. And, of course, it's Saturday. It was late on a Saturday night. And you call, I could leave a message on the gateway, but it's Saturday. So I took 3 pictures and I messaged my plastic surgeon. I also, well, that doesn't really matter actually, but I messaged my plastic surgeon. I started going through my contacts of my friends, because I have several friends who are nurses, and I'm like, maybe they know what's going on. So, the short story, because I'm tired and I need to chill. I have a big day today, since I'm going 2 places. So what the red dot was, I found out Monday morning. Plastics got back to me on Saturday night when I flipped out. So I mentioned, I guess I shouldn't be, I know I'm everywhere, bear with me. I mentioned before that I have fibromuscular dysplasia, and I guess because their annual meeting is coming up in a few months, and you know, I'm about causes and stuff, and fibromuscular dysplasia is a rare, I hate the word disease. Is my door shut? It's a rare disease, but it's an arterial thing. For me, before surgery, I take Bayer every day, and I like the low dose kind, and I've heard that anyone over the age of 50 is supposed to take Bayer. Anyway, again, I'm not a medical doctor, disclaimer, blah, blah, blah. But I stopped the Bayer 2 days before surgery, and they told me I could restart it 2 days after surgery. I think I went like 2.5, 3 days after surgery. But the point of a Bayer is it's a blood thinner, so your blood starts to move, not too fast, but faster. Again, I'm going to refer you, because I'm too tired to talk about it now, but I'm going to refer you to my, if you go to YouTube and go to Neighbors to Know, which is my talk show, the interview I did with Pam Mace. Pam Mace is the head of the Fibromuscular Dysplasia Society of America. And I did an interview with her, and she shared her story, which woman's a powerhouse, and shared my story about how I found out that I had it. And anyway, so the main thing is like, it's a arterial thing. It changes the way your arteries are shaped, and obviously then like blood flow. Has not really impacted much of my life other than the fact that I take Bayer, but I am much more aware of, like, when I have surgery, you know, keeping an eye out for blood clots, whatever. I've never had a blood clot. I don't know what they look like other than, like, Googling, which I know is not the best thing to do. And of course, Saturday night, I did a lot of Googling, and I'm like, I wasn't scared because of what I was reading for Googling, because I know that when you Google, like, everything pops up, but I didn't know what it was, and it was bright red, so it was something new, and it was just scary. So I texted a whole bunch of people, like a bunch of people I know that are nurses, but it was late. People weren't awake. Well, one person was awake because she was in California. I hope I didn't bug her, but I think we're all good. I should probably apologize to her again. I don't remember if I did or not. Anyhow, I heard from people Sunday morning, you know, a whole bunch of, are you okay? Are you okay? And 2 different people came, to check on it, friends of mine that are nurses, and they both said it was a blood blister. I didn't even know what a blood blister it was. So at the time, I just put a tissue over it because, so it was right underneath the Tegaderm. That's the main point of what I'm getting at, in case this happens to any of you. It was right underneath the Tegaderm, kind of on the edge of the Tegaderm up here. But I have no incisions or anything up here. So it's not like there was something that was like bleeding out of a cut. That wasn't the case. But it was on the edge of the Tegaderm. So when my one friend came over, who was a nurse, I guess the Tegaderm was like coming up a little bit. And at that point, I hadn't showered yet, I think. Yeah, I don't think I'd showered at that point yet. I think I showered, so it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure I didn't shower. The point is because when you shower, the Tegaderm lifts up a little bit because over time, like, it just rolls up. So she had me put a tissue over it. Sorry, I'm so tired. I did not sleep well last night. Oh, and the Tegaderm was like coming up a little bit. So she took like, I have very, very fine scissors, and she took those and just cut the excess Tegaderm off, making sure very carefully not to touch the red mark. Because as soon as the Tegaderm was pulled up, it started bleeding, and not a lot, just like drippy bleeding. And of course that makes you scared because you don't want to see anything bleeding after you've had surgery done. So that was that. And then like a couple of hours later, my other friend, like unrelated, just said she could come by. And I'm like, okay, come by. And she looked, anyway, pretty much, you know, said the same thing too. Monday morning, Plastics called me pretty much right away and said that that happens with the Tegaderm, which is the main reason why I wanted to come on, in case that happens to you. Like, hopefully, if it's 10 o'clock at night and you had the surgery done and all of a sudden you're like, what is this red thing or whatever? And hopefully you found my video and I can tell you that when it happened to me, it's because of the Tegaderm. So the Tegaderm is there to tape everything in place. And right now I have a whole lot of Tegaderm around my entire left boob. It's almost covering the entire thing at this point. I'm not clear why there's Tegaderm underneath my boob, but I can ask that when I go there on Thursday. But there's a lot of Tegaderm. So, and the Tegaderm was there after my mastectomy too, keeping like, you know, the stitches and stuff, like kind of protecting them. So they called, so I had showered on, I think it was Sunday. I don't know, but it was the day after all that stuff happened. And I used the shower. I mostly showered actually standing up. I had the shower stool in my shower in case I needed it. I even shaved my legs, which was great. I even shaved my armpits, even though I didn't know if I was allowed to. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to at this point, but I shaved them. But when I sat, actually, I don't even think I sat in the shower at all. I think I just had the chair there. But I had my back facing the water. Again, I talked about my fear of like, because I had my hair colored, about my fear of having the dye getting into my scars. So when I showered standing up, because I can like look like, I'm not going super high with this one, but I'm able to shower with both my hands. I can shampoo my hair and stuff, which was cool. I realized like, holy cow, my hair is a lot shorter than it was before, but I like it. It was wicked curly yesterday, but you missed it. But I was able to do that and not get the front of me really wet at all. And then once I had the shampoo and it was like all in one spot, so I knew stuff wouldn't like drip onto my stitches and stuff, I turned towards the water, and they tell you like they don't want you scrubbing nothing, you know? So I just took the water from the shower and just kind of like went like to like flick some onto the front where the Tegaderm issue was. Did not want to use soap because like at the time and actually still it's an open wound. So I was not going to use soap at all, but they said just let water run over it, which is what I did. It's wicked itchy right now. I was hoping that vlogging would make me less itchy, but that's not the case. So I think I'm going to have to put a new dressing on. So Plastics told me to put bacitracin on it with a non-stick gauze. So that's what I have here now. And she said it's just, you know, it's the rubbing up of stuff. And I'm like, I don't recall rubbing anything on that one spot. It's a weird spot. It's like, here, I'll go down a little bit. It's like, here's my bra. I don't know if you can see the gauze. It's like right here. So I don't really get what I would have been rubbing up against. I don't know. But even just laying, if you have a pillow and you're propped or something, it would pop up. I don't know. Anyhow, but that's what it was. She said it happens with the Tegaderm. The Tegaderm is there to keep stuff in place, but obviously, like, it's going to pull because you have a implant that is, like, weighs stuff, and it's going to pull your skin. So that's basically what it was the Tegaderm pulling my skin, because she, the nurse said to me, she's like, well, you could take the Tegaderm off, and I'm like, no, I'm not taking the Tegaderm off. Because literally, so, okay, so here's my boob. I'm still clearly in my PJs. I don't want you to see my whole room, but my Tegaderm here, my Tegaderm, like, here's my boob. It starts around here and literally goes all the way around a lot on my side when they did the lipo, and it goes underneath my boob, and it ends about, like, here, but then it starts up again here where, like, my cleavage is. There's a lot of Tegaderm. And I'm like, I'm not pulling that shit off. Like, it's my own body. It's hard to see. I'm not doing that. And I said to her, like, I imagine that you're going to pull it off on Thursday, or at least some of it, when I go for my follow-up. And she's like, oh, yeah, it's all going to come off on Thursday. So when I showered, the Tegaderm did peel off a little bit more, enough that it's not on that red spot at all anymore. So, again, I just took a... well, this is probably gross, but whatever. Oh, because I have to replace it anyway. Oh, that's itchy. I took just the size of gauze pad. It's pretty small. Put some bacitracin on it. Actually, I'm happy because there's no, I'll be gross, whatever. There's no blood on it now. It was bleeding, what's today, Tuesday? Every time I looked at it and went to check on it, it was bleeding before. Not a lot. Oh my God, that's itchy. But it's almost like when you have a blister and it pops. But it's just from the pulling of the tape. She says it happens. Nothing to be worried about it. The thing you want to be worried about is defection. And that's what the bacitracin's for. So that's what happened on Saturday. Not a good day. I was crying and stuff because I was just scared. Cancer just makes you... Like, I wasn't scared that my cancer came back, and like, it wasn't, so it was slightly elevated. It was not warm to the touch. I had no symptoms. I didn't have a fever or anything like that. So my gut deep down said like, everything's probably fine. But again, I haven't had surgery enough for, hopefully won't need to again, to know like if there was something like really wrong. And on a Saturday night, I could put stuff in the gateway, but I know they're probably not going to look at it until Monday morning. And when you call them and they're, you know, their machine picks up whatever, and they're like, if it's an emergency, call 911. Like, I'm not calling 911 over this. If something was seriously wrong, I feel like I would have had a fever or like oozing or something. Like when it was bleeding, it was like red bleeding. It wasn't like oozy, gross color bleeding. And then they're like, you know, you can just, if you have a question that can't wait till Monday, you can page your plastic surgeon. And it's funny because I talk so much more now about like advocating for yourself, and I do that, but there's something with plastics. I love my plastic surgeon. It's not about him personally. I just question myself still about how much I'm overreacting about things when it comes to the reconstruction. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a body image thing. I don't know if it's a lack of knowledge thing for me, so I feel like I'm making a big deal over something that's not a big deal. In hindsight, like, it was a big deal for me at the time, and I'm glad that I reached out and did what I did, because if I had left it with nothing on it, it most likely would have drained anyway. I still would have showered. The Tegaderm still would have peeled up. And at that point, my bra probably would have stuck to it. And that would have been a problem, because that would hurt. And then, like, you know, it's my bra. I've been wearing this bra since surgery. They tell you don't take it off. You need to wear it like all the time, except for when you're showering. So it's not the cleanest thing right now because I can't wash it. Again, it's probably smart when you leave surgery to ask for a second bra, but I didn't do that. And I see him in 2 days. But I can't take it to wash it because I can't like just throw it in the dryer and just wait. It has to dry on its own, otherwise it's gonna shrink. So like, I have purple still, even though I showered, I have purple still on this from like all the markings on me, and like, it's gross, it stinks, you know, but that's what the Tegaderm is for. It's not gonna get infected with stuff because all my like crucial areas are all covered with the Tegaderm. So, yeah, so that's what happened Saturday. And then, and then Saturday I went to go into my bed and go to sleep after I was like, you know, trying to calm down. And I put my knee, because I get into my bed by like going up, because I can't really I can't like use my arms to push myself into bed to get comfy. I've got to use my core, and I end up going in on my knees and like just shimmying over to get into my spot. So I put my knee on my bed and I hear crunch. And this is what my glasses look like now. Because, of course. So, my vision's awful. I can't get away with not wearing glasses. I have my contacts in right now. But yeah, I put my knee on my, and like, I'm worried if I go to go fix that, it's gonna like entirely break this thing off. And I like these glasses. I got these glasses right before surgery last time, if you've been following with me all this time. That's funny, because I forgot how old these were. Yeah, so today, not on the original plan, I need to go to the eye doctor, to their optometry, ophthalmology, I always mix those up, and have them either fix it or get me some new frames, which was not on the agenda. Whatever. Shit happens, mistakes happen, but like, I go to put it on and I'm like, I can't open my eyes with it. I technically can put them on. I can't, oh my God, that's awful. I can't open my eyes. But if I do that, it's down here and I can't, I'm not bending it back into shape, because if I break it, I'd rather have them break it than me break it. So I have to go to the eye doctor, and then my friend that's taking me, because I can't drive yet, because I'm still on the meds, my friend that's taking me offered to have us go to lunch together. So that's 2 big outings for me. I haven't been, my eye place is like 25 minutes or so away. I haven't been for that long of a car ride since surgery. And then we're going to eat after. It's a lot of walking for me, a lot of talking, paying attention, and all of that. So that's like my big day today. It's a lot to keep tabs on. Like, I'm gonna be in the car and have to just be careful with the bumps and stuff. I have that pillow to cover myself up. But it's just, it's interesting where it's like going for lunch with a friend seems like, you know, it's going to be fun, which it will be. But then when I'm putting this on top of it, I have to rest now so that I have the energy for it later. And I know it's been less than a week since surgery. I shouldn't be pushing myself, but I am healing in general, like way better than I was last time. Like, oh my gosh, way better. And I think it's good to, like, you don't want to be sedentary. You truly have to listen to every little thing in your body. My body's telling me right now, I'm just like wicked tired. I did not sleep well last night. I went to bed a little bit later than usual because my son was home. I don't even know why I don't know what happened that I didn't sleep well. There was a reason I'm just not remembering now. I don't know, but I didn't sleep well. Hot flashes are, you know, I say, you know, a lot. Hot flashes are coming back quite a bit. So I had my fan and I was holding it. And like when I woke up, my fan was like by my leg. So obviously I was holding it for a long time. You know, the second time through, it's like now that I'm on the meds and stuff, I have all that still to deal with on top of also that's going on now. So that's my today. My hair came out really good yesterday. It was like super curly because it was like short. My hair gets like wicked curly. But I wanted to share about that. I was going to go over some other tips. Oh, yes. I went to the bathroom. I knew there was something else I wanted to talk about. And if you're like TMI, then you're watching the wrong vlog. Because after surgery, that's a big deal to be able to actually go again. And I wasn't feeling well. Like, obviously, as time goes on and your body is not doing what it normally does, you just don't feel well. So I just was not feeling well yesterday. But one of my friends that came over, who is the nurse, you know, I tried my staples of what usually works. She also adjusted my med schedule. She thought I was taking the Tylenol too much. And it's true that I don't really know how much I really get from the Tylenol. It's just like a little bit to take, like when I first wake up in the morning and I've slept the whole night through and I haven't gotten up to take meds. I've only done that now 2 nights in a row where it's like, don't get up every 4 hours to take meds. Like, let me sleep as far as I can sleep. But then when I wake up first thing in the morning, I'm like, ooh, so I'll take 2 Tylenol. And really, I've taken Tylenol maybe twice a day. It's not a lot, but she rearranged the scheduling of my pills a bit and it's been working well. I'm actually taking the gabapentin and the oxy together, one in the morning around breakfast and then one at night around bedtime to help me sleep. And to me, it seems like a lot to take both of those meds together, but for me, it's been working. The gabapentin's for nerve pain, the oxy for like surgical pain, and then the Tylenol just like, honestly, first thing in the morning, I'm wicked itchy, like super, super itchy. Again, I'm covered in Tegaderm. I'm sure that's a large part of why. And I'm wearing a bra I've had on for 6 days. So lots of reasons for you to be itchy, or me to be itchy. So yeah, so she rearranged that. And then, you know, I said, like, I'm just not, you know, you start to feel sluggish and like, ugh, and worried. Cause you're like, you know, you're like, it's been, it was 5 days. And I'm like, you know, what's lurking behind that little, little green curtain, you know, starts to make you nervous. Anyway, so she's like, she said, what if you make some, she mentioned, guava nectar and mango nectar, but she said it's very concentrated. So you'd have to mix it with something. And she's like, you can make little margaritas. And I'm like, with tequila? Like, I can't have tequila and oxy. Oh my God. She's like, no. She's like, you buy the mix, which has no alcohol in it. She's like, you can buy the mix. Don't follow my advice. I'm sharing this right now. Don't follow my advice about the margarita part. The nectar part did the trick. In a non, like, explosive way. Like, you want things to be, like, calm and not, like, gotta go to the bathroom. That's not a good day. So, yeah, no filter, no editing. Welcome to my vlogs. Anyhow, so things people don't talk about that like are on their minds, they just don't want to say it out loud. I don't mind talking about farts. I've talked about before, ask Alexa to, maybe I'll do that actually before I go if you can hear it. Because I don't think it'll get pulled. It's farting sounds. It's not like it's copyrighted music. Can they copyright fart sounds? I don't know. I'll try to play it and we'll see what happens. If I'm flagged, whatevs. Anyway, so it was so sweet. I sat on my chair with all my pillows and she put together this drink that was, I had cups left over, plastic cups left over when my son turned 21. So it said like first drink something cutesy, whatever, and a little party cup. The cup is like about that big, not very big at all. So, and I don't know how, like how much of each part she put in because I wasn't there to watch her. So it was, she used the mango nectar and she used the margarita mix. Again, no alcohol, used the margarita mix. She bought maraschino cherries. And before surgery, she had given me those little umbrellas, you know, that go inside of drinks. So she took on a toothpick, so she took the umbrella and she put a maraschino cherry like up the umbrella. And then I think that was it. And then she gave it to me. So it looked like, did I have a straw? I don't remember if I had a straw or not. Yes, I did have a straw. It was a bendy straw. So it looks like you're on vacation in Aruba and really you're just trying to like take a dump. So I sat and she brought it over and I'm like, it was fun. It was like, I know she knows what she's doing because she's a nurse. She was there, Barb was there. I just felt loved that they were taking care of stuff. And then she brings over this thing that looks like a fun little drink, but there's no alcohol in it. It's the nectar and the margarita mix, no alcohol. In a pink cup. Oh, pink, in a pink cup, celebrating the fact that I just turned 21. With an umbrella with a maraschino cherry in it. And I'm like, this is so... And a bendy straw. Because bendy straws are like awesome after surgery. So, tasted really good. It's very, very sweet. She might have watered it down. I don't even really know. And it came like in a cardboard container. I guess the size of like a water bottle. I'd go grab it, but I don't want to. And I'm almost at a half an hour, so I gotta get going. But I had that yesterday, Sunday. And I had just one cup during the day. And then I had it again yesterday. Granted, I also had an extra large coffee from Dunkin' Donuts with toasted almond, like the flavor, the syrup, and cream, which usually would be like for me. And it had no effect on me at all. So I'm like, can I do another one of those like guava drinks? So Barb made another one and I drank it. I don't know if it was just that, but I'm saying that like I had that twice and I went to the bathroom. Small amounts, TMI. But this morning, like it was like normal again. So what's that, six days. And I feel like after you've had any surgery, and the doctors will tell you this too, it's not like I'm being just gross talking about poop right now. But, you know, once you go to the bathroom normally, like you just start to feel normal again. Because like all the parts of your body were now working. I remember after this surgery, they told me like, we don't want you to go more than 3 days without pooping at all. I mean, I did a little. I'm talking so much about poop. Today's the turd episode. Whatever. Well, everybody poops. There's a book about it. Anyway. So, yeah. So, guava nectar, mango nectar. You probably don't have to have the margarita mix, whatever. But did not put salt on the rim, although that would have been interesting. Whatever. I'm just trying to share this stuff to make life easy. Because it worked for me and I feel better today. So yeah, that's my poop talk with you today. Trying to be educational. And the last thing that I'm going to throw out there is, I Googled myself yesterday, and a whole bunch of articles, or not a whole bunch of articles, a whole bunch of things that popped up were all about the same article that was written in the Bedford Citizen in 2021 after I had had COVID. And I had cancer then too. I just didn't know that I had cancer. I think the article was published in May of 2021. I found out I had cancer in July. So pretty much like to the day, it was about 6 weeks after the article came out that I found out I had cancer. But when I read the article, I mean, first of all, I know when I fake smile. And that picture, if you Google me, that picture is like, I was trying to smile, but I was not happy. And I was talking about all the health things that were going on. And I want to be helpful. Clearly I want to help other people too with all this stuff. And God forbid I have to have a third surgery. I could look back at this and be like, oh yeah, it's the poop episode. So maybe I'll call it that, the poop episode. Want to learn how to poop post-surgery? Anyway, but what I didn't like is that when I read the article, I also had mentioned how I had a kidney stone before that. And then I had all these cavities before that. And it was just like, here's all this, like, look at all the ways that Jen's unhealthy. That's what I pulled out of reading the article. I didn't find it empowering. I think like the purpose of the article really was to share about long haul COVID. Granted, this is 2021, so we're, you know, a year and a half after that in the whole COVID world. So we know a lot more about stuff. I'm not just saying this to like undo what was written, but I don't have any long haul symptoms or anything now. My endurance is better. My breathing is fine. My lungs are clear. You know, I have my full taste of, or sense of taste and smell and all that. I don't have any long haul things anymore. Granted, I do know that there are people out there that absolutely do. We don't really know enough about COVID to know what long lasting stuff is going on out there. So I don't want to negate that. And I don't also want to be known as like the person that was like sick, you know, and like, that's what we think of as Jen. In my gut, I know, and in my brain, I know that, this sounds a little like, I don't know, but whatever. I know that people in town know me for being a very strong woman, involved, a good parent, a good friend, all of that. And there's something with my ego that it's like, I don't want, if someone Googles me to find out about me, oh, look at all the things that are wrong with her. I don't want like a listing out there when someone Googles me about all the things that are wrong. Like what I'd rather you do is go look at my LinkedIn profile instead. And you'll see all the things that I've done. But I didn't do those things in 2021 because I had all the health stuff going on. So what I want to end this with is like, I want to, while I'm in a positive headspace, because again, every day is different, don't know what's going to pop up. I did reach out because I put a comment on that article and said like, by the way, because I don't know if the article popped up on something for me. It was probably a flashback or I don't know. It popped up somewhere for me. And again, when I was Googling, it was there. So I made a comment on the article, but it's still online, and said like, you know, 6 weeks later after this article came out, I was diagnosed with cancer. And that was like, I had cancer when I had COVID, and probably when I had the kidney stone, or most likely when I had the kidney stone, and certainly when I had the cavities. And like my teeth are fixed then, you know, I haven't brushed my teeth, so hopefully there's not omelet and green broccoli stuck in my teeth. That'd be funny if you've been looking at my broccoli teeth all this time. But anyway, like all that stuff happened because I had cancer and I just didn't know it. So I don't want to be associated with thinking, not associated. I don't want people to like have the take home about me, Jen Pula, being like, oh, she had this and she had that and she's been through a divorce and she's this and she's the, you know, like that's not what I want. Yes, those things happen to me, but like what I want the take home to be is like, holy shit, she had kidney stones, COVID, all that stuff. Got a kid, you know, accepted to college, and in the process, I mean, granted with a lot of help from my friends, like she did all those things, and like she's still here and is even more awesome than she was before. Obviously I'm not being self-deprecating today. You know, took care of my body, came out on a bright other side. That's what I want people to remember. Not when you Google me and it's like, oh, look at all the 12,000 things that went wrong that, whatever, 2 years or whatever. So I'm going to email him back, because the author who interviewed me and wrote the article said, like, do you want to do like a follow-up or something? And I said, yeah, it's just not right now because I just had surgery, or I'm going in for surgery or whatever. But I feel like I want to do that soon while I'm still like in this positive place before something else pops up and I have to deal with that. Because I think in the grand scheme of my journey, yes, I've been through a lot. Holy shit, I've been through a lot. And it gives me things to share with other people to help other people so that they don't struggle as much and they have some more answers than maybe I had when I was going through stuff. So that's how I want people to know me, you know. It is not that I'm always a fighter, because, like, yes, of course I'm a fighter, but, like, I've done a lot of good. Like, as I'm leaving, looking over, like, aside from my degrees and stuff, which truly at this point, like, I have my degrees framed and stuff, but in between them is the award that I won for the ACM Northeast Awards, what I won Best Profile Talk Show. Honestly, that little, it's not that little, but like it's smaller than my diplomas or my degrees are. That almost means more to me than the degrees do. Like, I know I'm a kick-ass teacher. I'm a great tutor. I know that I am. And I was trained for that. I wasn't trained to be a talk show host. That just kind of came from my core. And is definitely the next step of what I want to do in my life in some way. Not necessarily talk show, but like something like that with the same kind of mission. Like, that's what I'm proud of. That's what I want people to know about me. I wish I had 1,000 followers, so I on my YouTube page for neighbors to know, just to spread all of that, to see that strength for me and other people that have had stuff happen and have stories to share. I don't want people to Google me and see like, oh. Like, I want you to see the Gen Night stuff. Like, that does come up too. And just, you know, and the positive stuff. And the stuff that makes me strong. I know that, like, obviously you've seen, I'm not always, you don't always have to put on a brave face. Like, it's okay to cry, and it's okay to let out the emotion too. So I will, not now because I need to rest before I go to the eye doctor, but hopefully there will be another article coming out soon, and Mike will interview me again and do the takeaways from that, which are just going to be very different. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for so many reasons. I'm proud of myself. Yay. Go me. A lot of negativity, and it's a nice feeling to be proud of myself. Like, there's not a feel sorry thing. It's just like I'm staring at myself in the thing, like, look at the things I've overcome. Like, my teeth were a mess, and I saved money, stopped getting my nails done so I could save some money, and got my new teeth. And, I don't know. This thing has been through a lot. And I know I can get all dolled up and look pretty. Today was not that morning. But I'm proud of myself. And my message to you is, like, you know, if shit's happened to you, shit's happened to almost everyone. You know, be proud of what you've done. And listen to your body. and be gentle with your body and be compassionate with yourself, your soul, and your physical body. So I'm going to shut off here. I wish it wasn't a half an hour, but as we all know, I haven't done Toastmasters yet, and my conciseness has just never been my strong suit since the very first day. But I taught a lesson in school. I'm like, great, my time management with talking is not great. On my bucket list, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to rest up, and then I'll probably check in after I see plastics on Thursday, but I'm telling you right now that I am not vlogging on Thursday because they're taking that Tegaderm off. It's going to hurt. So Thursday is going to be my chill day. I just need to sit the frick down and chill and just take care of me. So yeah, that's where I am. All right. Happy Tuesday to all of you, or whatever day it is, and I'll talk soon.